Is this working yet? Is this freaking working yet? Holy crap, YouTube. I don't know what the crap I did to piss you off, but apparently I did plenty. How dare you not have games properly installed? How dare you have problems while trying to get them working? How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Well, that's alright, because I got everything up and running again, so this is not going to be that bad. And I fixed most of the problems, so I guess I'll wait on the podcast talk, because that apparently pissed off YouTube. How dare he continue to run a podcast? How dare he continue to try and undermine us? I don't know. Okay. Once again, if you guys are having any issues with the mic, let me know. But welcome. Happy Wednesday. And I've already kind of waited for people to gather, so I'm just going to go ahead and get things started with some gameplay. We'll catch up a little bit in a bit, guys. But I really want to make sure that this is up and running before I upset people again. So, let's see. Should be working right now, but it is not. Let's see if I can add it. Let's see. Game capture. Add source. I want... Apparently it's in my Among Us one? What the hell? If I put this in, will that work? No. Okay. I'm going to have to manually add this. Because of course I will. Because we can't have things working now, can we? Okay, so... We'll just do that, and then... Yay! Give me a second, guys. I'm having to do this on the fly. There we go. Yay! It's up and running. So we can at least play some gameplay until a little bit. And we have a new update. So we have a new character. I'm probably not going to mess with her that much, because I don't really have a whole lot of motivation to do so. But that's me. There we go. So, without further ado, let's get into some stuff. Last time I did casual. Not a whole lot of people play casual, I've now realized. So, let's go ahead and do some ranking, and we'll have to do some PC bouts, but that's okay. So, let's see. RJ. Oh, and I don't technically have the character anyway, so... Oops. Let's do Gold Ranger, and yep, we'll do that. And oh, the Grave Zord, that's a new one. Interesting. I might want to mess around with that. Let's see. Let's do Mega Goldar. So my first couple of bouts are going to be PC, so it's not really going to matter that much. Yeah, sure, whatever. Oh. Ow. Well, there goes my RJ. Okay, I have to get used to buttons again. Oh, okay, well. Okay. I have to remember what everything does now. Screw you. Oh. Well, that didn't work out. Oh well. These are PC bouts, so I don't really care. All we're doing is establishing rank. Oh, noes. Oh, and you know what? I could actually probably do this for you guys, so you guys have some background music. There you go. Oh, jeez. Let's do that, actually. So that way it's not wrecking you guys' ears. Okay. And I'm not going to worry about it, since the background music is way loud on my headset, so we'll just keep going. That's fine. I gotta test this stuff out anyway, so. Oh, you suck. Bam! Okay. Now we're getting some momentum. Alright, cool. Oh, shit. Should have been paying attention. Okay, well, there goes. Screw you! Pyramidas! Okay. Whoa. Bam! Oh, come on. Well, there goes. For Icidia! Oh my gosh, Draken is ridiculous sometimes. Well, that hurts. Call upon the power of Pyramidas! Oh! I thought I was gonna get the comeback, and I didn't. No! You suck! Okay. No, I'm getting that momentum back, so I'm not too worried. Ah! Same ones. Okay, that's dash. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Oh, shit! Ow. Oh. Can't get them to frickin' take over. Okay, well. I thought it was press and hold, but maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Okay. Screw you! Yeah, You suck. Okay. There we go. It's just a multi-press. Okay. Bam! Finally got a victory. I remember that. Fired up for more. There we go. So it's the next one. Yeah, this is versus a player. So let's do one, and then we'll figure out the rest in a minute. Oh, hopefully you guys can hear me over the music. I think so. I think I've got it to the regular settings. And really quick, because I suck. I forgot to put over the chat, so now I can actually see what you're saying. Oh boy. Dad, level 105. Okay. This is gonna be fun. I have not messed around with a cat ranger. Hello, Kasaibo. Did YouTube chop up your stream? It did. For some reason, I kept having internet issues. Like, I tried to do Forza, and that kind of dropped some frames, and then I kept having connection issues. So it's irritating. I'll fix it in post, but Okay, I am feeling the wrath of Dad. I call upon the power of pyramids. From what I can tell, sorry about your loss. Yeah. Which loss in particular are you talking about? The stream? Eh. Whoa. Okay, well, that was a thing that happened. Oh, in the family? Yes, we had a loss in the family. Yeah, it sucks, but right now my prayers go out to those more affected than me. That's not saying anything bad, just it's extended family to me, but it's immediate family obviously to theirs. It still sucks. I did not time that out well at all. There we go. Bam. And I heard Romney got a promotion. Yes, he did. So that's kind of the primary reason why he can no longer do the podcast, because of the promotion. Yeah. He doesn't have time. They won't let him. And so that's kind of a frustration. Because I know he looked forward to doing the podcast, but that's just the way that it kind of goes. Really quick, let me leave matches for a second, and we'll actually get into that a little bit. So, just chatting. There we go. So, yeah, I was talking about this before, but then YouTube decided to cut me off. So, yeah, with Romney gone, that creates a fairly big hole in the podcast. And there's a couple of ways that I can go about to fix it. But the bottom line is that I am definitely going to need to take some time and figure out what steps I want to take. That's why I basically put the podcast on hiatus, because all plans basically had to be canceled because a lot of it involved Romney. And even though Romney, we're very happy for him and we wish him nothing but the best, it still sucks because I looked forward to talking to him before podcasts and being able to have those conversations. And it's not like they go away. It's just they change. And that's kind of the issue. But yeah, good for him. I'm totally happy for him. He's worked his butt off over at that job. So I completely, wholeheartedly agree that, he should be getting promoted. Sorry, I'm trying to fix the damn camera. There we go. So yeah, don't take this as me being bitter or anything like that. It really isn't that case. So what are my options from here? And this is where it gets a little bit more difficult. I could replace Romney. I ultimately can replace Romney and see if I can fill that void. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I can replace him. More than likely, what's going to have to happen is I'm going to have to recreate a format that involves him. You'll always have Alex, right? Well, yes. Alex is also sad that Romney's going, but ultimately, that's kind of why I'm going into the options here. I can create a whole new flow and a whole new cadence to the podcast without Romney, and I can just fill the seat. I'm not going to replace Romney because Romney is irreplaceable as far as I'm concerned. But I can fill the seat. So that's option one. The other option that I've been seeing a few people suggesting at this point, and I'll open it up to you guys for whenever we stream until a final decision is made, but either I can continue on with Alex, but I would definitely need somebody to fill in that, because where me and Romney could carry a podcast, like we could do, you know, two people doing a podcast, and that would be just fine. Alex, I can't really do that. As you guys have kind of noticed, Alex kind of keeps quiet. He only puts in opinions when he has one, and that doesn't make for good podcasting. So I would definitely need to find somebody who I could then have the conversations with, and basically let Alex be Alex. But like I was saying, there is a second option, and this one is getting suggested a lot, and I am putting thought towards, which is, you know, we were already having so many issues trying to get a podcast going that we were able to get, you know, I'll have to double check the amount, but I can guarantee you at minimum once a month we were able to get a podcast going. And part of that could have been, you know, Romney had some stuff going on. I know Alex had a few things going on. Most of it was me. And part of that is just because I got kids that I got to manage. I got a job. I've got to take care of family obligations when they come up. If I get sick, I get sick. If I get injured, I get injured. And it's just kind of the way that it goes. But if I went solo, then I wouldn't have to worry about Alex's schedule or Romney's schedule or whomever's. And I could just do that, do a different kind of podcast format solo, which is how a lot of people don't know this, how this podcast started, was me solo in a radio station, learning to be able to do it. And now I've learned quite a bit. So those are roughly the two options, is that I can go solo, I can keep on going with Alex, but I would definitely need to get a third person. Which in turn means I have to meld the schedules together and hope that we can make it work in 2022. I don't know. I honestly don't know. So that's why I said I'm taking the month off I'm putting the podcast on hiatus. I'm getting the holiday season out of the way for my job, and then I will put some serious thought to it. But I am always open to you guys' thoughts as well, because you guys are the ones listening to the podcast. So ultimately, if you guys do not like an idea, you know, I kind of want to take that into account. So feel free to be able to do that. But those are the two options roughly that I have when it comes to moving the podcast forward. It sucks, but that's just kind of the way it goes. I can guarantee you that if we get a panel going, I'm probably going to have to reduce the frequency of the podcast, of the Geek News podcast, to probably like, I'm guessing once a month starting next year. Because I just can't commit to people and then not be able to make it work because of work, because of whatever obligation. So I might have to change the frequency of the podcast, and in turn keep going with some of the other things like Geek News Marathon Night, Geek News Movie Night, to kind of fill that void. But yeah, so feel free to interject there. I also want to address this really quick because I have been getting a few questions in regards to it. Does this halt the schedule for movie night, marathon night, things like that? Pretty much everything is on hold. Right now, since we already had time for marathon night, I'm not really worried about it, because I think the idea was we were going to start doing podcasts again, like after, I want to say like after Christmas at least. So we didn't have to worry about recording anything until then. So nothing really changes there. I'm just hoping that we can continue on with Marathon Night. Otherwise, I mean, ultimately, here's the third option that can be considered. I drop Geek News entirely, and I focus on Geek News Marathon Night, Geek News Movie Night, because I can already tell you guys I have a solid enough audience for those, so that might be able to work. But at that point, I also think that a rebrand would be necessary for that. Because it doesn't really make sense to call it Geek News Marathon Night when there is no Geek News podcast. I'd probably call it something else at that point. That's just me, but yeah, I would love any input that you guys have on the matter, and I promise I'm not going to bite or anything like that, because really I'm looking at it from a number of different perspectives. And already a few of you have already kind of let me know where you stand on the matter. Some people just want me to fill the seat, and others want me to go solo. And I want to clarify something really quick. If, let's just say for the sake of argument, I went solo. I mean, Alex is gone forever? Hell no. Hell no. I just would approach it differently. So at that point, maybe what I do is, if I've got stuff that I know Alex is going to be interested in and that he's going to have opinions that he wants to express, I bring him in and just say, look, we've got this, we've got this story for you. Why don't we just come on in? Why don't we just bring you on in and we'll discuss the stories? But I can guarantee you that if I run with just me and Alex, and I think even Alex kind of agrees with this, he's not going to give a crap about a lot of video game news. He's not going to give a crap about a lot of entertainment news that isn't within his sphere. And so he's not going to have a whole lot of opinions to give, and not really a whole lot changes with him. So it's definitely something that has to be considered, but I totally still bring him on. Like, I don't see a reason not to. I know a few people were happy with the fact that Romney was gone, just because this is a newer audience that's being brought in because of my rants. He wasn't necessarily somebody that they agreed with, and therefore they're happy that the quote libtard is gone. And that's not how I view him. I liked the productive conversations that we were having because they were productive. They were definitely something that isn't happening in regular everyday society. It's definitely not happening on Twitter, I can tell you that much. So I'm gonna miss it. Oh, and what the hell keeps oh, there we go. It takes a little bit. Robin, so good to see you. What's up? Not much. Podcast imploded, but aside from that, it's just the regular holiday shit. Because this is holiday season, and I am busy because of that. So hopefully you are caught up on things, but if not, then hit the rewind button. Yeah, because this is definitely something I'm going to have to consider. The future of the podcast is something to consider in the next week or so. Oh, the volume is a bit low? Okay, well that's good to know, because I don't know that right off the bat. Is that better? I mean, I could turn it up a little bit, but I don't want to blow you guys' ears out. Testing. Is that better? It's probably because I was keeping the mic so far up. Hey, RPX, how you doing? HD camera. No. I'm still running off of the same camera that I use for streams with Andrea. I'm just actually using a different program to blur the background and everything like that. So, do I look nice and shiny? I hope I look nice and shiny for you. And because RPX and Robin are just barely joining us in the chat, feel free to let me know what you guys, now that I have to figure things out for the podcast, let me know what you think would be a good idea, what would be a bad idea in your opinion. I really enjoyed everyone on the podcast, and it's good to have different views. It is. And the panel of three that I mean, originally when I conceived it back in 2014, we had four. And then Aldo unfortunately had to take off, but that's the way it goes. Looks more professional. Volume's fine now. Good. Okay. So it looks to me like a lot of people are in the camp of Phil Romney's seat. Okay. So that's definitely something that can be considered. Like I said, I've heard opinions from all three sides of the spectrum. I've even heard of people saying, "Well, you had a good run," and I disagree on that. I don't think the run is done. I don't think the run is done at all. I want to keep it going. That's me. Especially since we had a whole new audience because of movie nights, because of marathon nights. So I don't necessarily want to kick that out just yet. More guest speakers. The format doesn't have to be fixed. That's definitely something to consider. But here's the thing. We could easily do that in a solo format too, because I can bring Alex in when needed, and then I can also bring in other people. That's definitely something to consider as well. Did Romney finally decide to get in the damn giant robot? Well, I guess so. I mean, I'm sure that the promotion involved getting in the giant robot. So if he decided not to, then, well, how shingy of him. No, I'm sure he got in the damn robot. He'd get in the damn robot. If I had to put my chances on the fate of the world resting with either Romney or Shinji Ikari, I'd put it in Romney's hands. I don't have to think about that too long. Give him a high five. I will the next time I see him. I will also give him one via text, because I love that a lot of people assume this when somebody has to leave a podcast or whatever. You no longer talk to them ever whatsoever. No, I've already talked to him a few times. I've given him my thoughts on how much he's helped the podcast and how much I have truly appreciated it. And then I've also talked to him about Steam Deck stuff. So I will give him a high five there as well. Andrea already wants me to work out a day and a time for him and me to hang out, but well, the problem is that with the promotion, that tightens up his schedule. My schedule's already pretty tight, so I'm not against it, but I'd have to figure it out. And that's easier said than done. Another thing I have considered doing, Robin, in light of what you're suggesting, is I was already conceiving this as kind of a one-on-one interview kind of thing, kind of like the Joe Rogan experience, roughly, of trying to find more guest speakers and be able to bring more people in, but basically utilize that as kind of a breaking the ice and letting them get used to the audience and whatnot. Is doing kind of a Joe Rogan style interview where me and another person just kind of shoot the breeze and talk about the stuff that we want to talk about. Have a 24/7 gaming marathon and push to get 1,000 plus followers. Then apply for super chats and use the revenue to improve the podcast, streaming equipment, etc. What are you trying to say, Robin? I mean, I like where you're going, but what are you saying? I suck? So you're going to get high and just see where it goes. Right now, I'm just going to get through the holiday season. And then I'll make my final decision. But I love that a lot of people took that as basically me saying I'm not going to take any kind of input whatsoever. Hell no, I'll take you guys' input. But ultimately, the decision is mine. Any Christmas tree for the background? I do have one. I don't know if I'd be able to fit it in camera, though. Yeah, I have a little mini tree that Andrea got me. And I would love to be able to do it. I just need to I would need to find a place to put it so that you guys could see it. And maybe I couldn't blur the background at that point. Review more food that tastes good. What are you saying about Klondike bars, bud? Are you saying you don't like Klondike bars? You've recommended Klondike bars. I don't know if I could be a food critic, man. I have such idyllic taste, such not refined, picky taste. Let's go with that. I have such picky taste that I don't know if it would work. Because I tend to be a person that like, oh, you know, I do like some things bland. There are many types of... Okay, all right. I'll give you that. There are many different types of Klondike bars. I cannot necessarily disagree with that. So, what? I just review Klondike bars? I mean, it's possible. It's just, again, I don't think I'm really a food critic. I definitely can't foodgasm on camera. So that'd be difficult. You know what, Robin? Because you brought that up, I'm going to ask Andrea, because I don't know where it got put. I'll see if I can get that up. That would be an easier tree to get up than our downstairs tree. Not needed. Just food that tastes good. Okay. And some stuffed animals and toys for the background to enhance the streaming experience. Well, all the stuffed animals that we have are belonging to my kids, so I don't even know if we'd be able to get away with that. Hey, Jiro, how you doing? Just rate it cursed or not cursed, but say like the guy from The Mummy that say everything is cursed. This is cursed. That is cursed. You've been to a Subway. You can review food. I have been to a Subway. Not the biggest fan of Subway, but I've been to a Subway. If I'm being honest, there's another place called Firehouse Subs next to us. I guess it's becoming a chain now, but I've actually enjoyed that more than Subway. Jiro, I would love to know your input as well. Do you think that I should just fill the seat, or should I go solo, or should I retire it? I mean, option 3 is viable. See, you're already on a path to a food critic. Up to you. But you need to stream content that you like, too. This is true. I will tell you, the one thing that would make things difficult to fill the seat is going to be to get schedules to work together. It's not impossible, but it could. It could be. I'm already on the path to being a food critic because I like Firehouse Subs over Subway. You know you like food and always have time for it. Firehouse good sandwiches needs fries and onion rings. Okay, I will agree with you on that, Jiro. They need something, because I actually kind of have this beef with Subway too. I really wish that they could offer something other than just a bag of chips, because it's kind of dumb overall. I'd much rather have like homemade onion rings or homemade fries or something like that. I like that idea, Jiro. I'm gonna make that idea to the manager next time I see him. Why don't you guys make your own fries? Because it's too expensive. Oh, okay. Subway needs a drive-through. Actually, a couple of... So, I only know this because of work, but there are a couple Subways near me that are drive-throughs. And it takes forever to get the food. No, that is a terrible idea. Oh, the fries or the drive-through? Because I could see both being bad. Honestly, I could see both being bad. I love the fact that the chat, like, it comes up first on my main screen, and then it takes a minute for it to get into the YouTube chat. And it's not showing up in my OBS chat at all. My channel is based on food reviews, shopping and travels, etc. But a lot of people like to see streams on hot, spicy items, but then the streamers might end up in the hospital. Yes, actually, funny thing, drive-through Subway is a terrible idea. see, okay, really quick. I want to make sure that I'm staying on track, but see, here's the thing. I actually did watch. If anybody watched the Cinema Snob, I watched the little sub show he had called Flaming Brian's Kitchen, where he would try spicy food, because I've never had a palate for spicy food, and so I'm always interested in seeing other, living vicariously. And I actually enjoyed the heck out of that, but I would never do it because I have the worst palate when it comes to spicy food that it would never work. Let's see. Drive-through for Subway is a terrible idea. I mean, I've seen a few, and there's a part of me that seriously agrees with you, RPX, because I'll tell you this: they have not thought it through. They have not thought it through at all. But if you go through it, they have to simply just let us know veggie options. That's kind of the problem. Is you can't do, they try to do the Subway line concept, but drive-through, and it doesn't work. Thankfully, when I'm doing Grubhub, that doesn't create a problem, because if I have to go through the drive-through, they just have it ready and all that. But there is one or two that, if you have to order for them, show. You're talking about Hot Ones? I will agree with you. It is actually kind of fun. I especially loved seeing Chris Jericho on it. That was actually hilarious. Even better with Grubhub. The food comes to you. Yes, that's why that works. But do you need a drive-through for that? No, because I have other Subways where I just go in, I grab the stuff, and I head home, or I head to wherever I gotta go. Your channel is based on food reviews, shopping, and travels. So, is that just... I'm just curious, Robin. Does that mean just, anime-related stuff? Or, in terms of shopping? Because I know you kind of came here through Alex, so... I'm guessing it's anime-based, but I might be wrong. You would be surprised what works. Not really. Grubhub has made me kind of rethink a lot of things. I just think of the Game Grumps animated talking about Subway. Yes! But I've seen 2 or 3 of them. And here's where I would disagree, Jiro, because the only one that's good is from Brandon Turner. The Brandon Turner one is amazing. The other ones are kind of lame in that regard. I think Robin thinks you're a long-distance trucker. Well, I mean, I do sleep for a long time. Maybe that's possible. Oh, yeah. Yes, the Brandon Turner one is great. Oh, my gosh, it is so awesome. I mean, I could be a long-distance trucker. I mean, I played Trucking Simulator. Is that something I want to admit on Steam? Or on stream? Can I just say this, too? I don't know why this has been happening, but a lot of my video recommendations in YouTube have been simulators, and I've watched them, and I've actually gotten hooked on them, and I don't know why. Specifically, the ones that have actually hooked me were... I don't even know if I want to admit this on stream. I'm going to lose some gaming cred for admitting this, but I've actually watched playthroughs of Power Wash Simulator and Lawn Mowing Simulator, and actually thought they were pretty fun. I'm like, that looks relaxing. I should totally play that. Do you have the Smokey and the Bandit theme song, Westbound? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I'm tempted to try the free fishing games on PS4, but nah. I mean, if it works for you. I just was surprised to see that I go and watch Lawn Mowing Simulator, and I hated mowing lawns as a kid. I absolutely hated it. But all of a sudden, I'm watching somebody doing a riding mower, doing it, and I'm like, this is strangely relaxing. I don't know why. Look up that song, and you'll instantly know what Robin thinks you do. Well, I mean, the first thing that came to my mind when you said long distance trucker RPX was Convoy. We got a big old convoy. Crap, now I need to watch that movie again. What on earth have I done? I still appreciate all of the input, by the way, guys. So don't feel like I'm shutting you down or anything like that. I'm just taking in all opinions. It has young Burt Reynolds. Shut up, RPX. Young Burt Reynolds doesn't exist. He doesn't exist. He's always ever been old Burt Reynolds. Oh yeah, it's a good game for just talking while playing. Yeah. Also, I could totally see myself playing those games. The only problem is that I could talk with it, but I would be falling like that. This is the problem. I was getting relaxed with it, and therefore I was kind of falling asleep. So it was a great thing to fall asleep to. I'll tell you that much. I do in real life by going to the malls to look at makeup, or I cooked a pizza, box openings, cell phones, etc. And I did a hiking trip and I saw bears. Okay. All right. So it's not just anime products. You're also going for makeup and for other things. Okay. Because I have to make sure that I'm asking that properly, because sometimes people just have a general focus and then others have a much more narrow focus on what they're trying to do. And I like hearing all of it, and for some reason Robin retracted her message. I don't know why. Well, I think Jiro has made it official. I guess I have to do Lawn Mowing Simulator at some point and fall asleep on stream, and everybody will love that, right? Well, there you go. So we've talked for quite a bit, and again, I do appreciate the input. This is going to be a conversation that is going to happen quite a bit as I try and make that decision, and I am more than willing enough to take an input, and I will keep that in consideration. Ultimately, it is my call, but I always appreciate that. I don't want to bore you guys by just having me on the screen, though, so if you guys want to get back to the gameplay, that's totally fine, too. I don't get much opportunity to hear about movies, games, and Japanese cartoons, so that's how I landed on this channel. Ah, there you go. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I love it. Link in the Discord. Can I even bring up the Discord right now? Probably can't. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm aware of this movie. I'm not sure if I've seen it or not. I might have. Because you say that's young Burt Reynolds, and this is kind of the Burt Reynolds I know. That and anything older. Like, when you say young Burt Reynolds, I thought you were talking like teenager or 20s. And maybe this is him in his 20s, but I'd take it more like late 20s, early 30s. I might have seen this. I need to double check. That is another thing. By the way, that's another thing I have considered for podcasts or additional stuff to do with you guys is watch parties. Teenage Burt Reynolds probably had a stash too. Dude, he probably had a stash at 6. I mean, dude had an amazing stash. The only other time I can think of a guy that had just as ideal a stash is probably Selleck. Selleck did. All right, everyone, have a good night. Things will work. Just keep being positive. I will try, Robin. Thank you so much. It's good to see you. And I will take things into consideration. But, again, I don't want to bore the crap out of you guys, so I do have gameplay. So we can't do that, too. I will tell you one thing, though, Jiro. If I do an interview show, I can tell you one person I want to reach out to. Better yet, tell Andrea to play that song. She'll probably just look at me and go, play it yourself. What's his name? Offline, I think it's Offline Made on Twitter. I would love to bring him on and kind of pick his brain, because like he was so excited to get the VTuber stuff going, and then all the last couple of statements that I've seen, he's been really struggling with it. So it might actually be a really fun conversation to have. She has Discord on her phone. She does not actually. Guys, you don't realize how old a phone she has. I offered actually to give her my previous iPhone. I still have it. Just because she's taken the opinion of, I will wait until my phone breaks down, and then I will consider it. No, she actually has a piece of crap phone that literally can't be doing it. Can't do Discord. Barely can do some of the stuff it does. I was actually kind of surprised she played Union Cross on that thing. Will you be making a VTuber avatar? Do you really want one? I don't even know where to start on that. Do you need a VTuber avatar? Am I a VTuber? Does that mean I have to play a lot of Grand Theft Auto? I don't know if I could do that, man. Grand Theft Auto's boring to me. Or rather, people watching me play Grand Theft Auto is boring. I have the programs. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Porcelain Maid. Yeah, Jimwall tells his thoughts on that side account. I wouldn't mind bringing him on just to kind of pick his brain on where he's at with it, because it seems to me like the last couple of tweets I've seen, he's been kind of down about doing streams, or down on the fact that he hasn't been consistent enough. That would be something I think would be fun. You could become an anime girl with a deep voice. Yes, I have seen this. Yes. I'm not a big fan of VTubers. For some reason, the software looks weird to me. It's weird, like Dr. Girlfriend. I get where you're going. Wow, I had to think about it for a minute, because isn't at one point she was just like Mrs. Girlfriend or something like that? I could have sworn in later seasons she's not known as Dr. Girlfriend. I had to think about that for a minute. But I know who you're talking about. I can do a deep Jewish accent. It just doesn't sound that great for me. Crap. RPX, you now know. You want to know what's going to happen now? People are going to reach out to me and go, this is a really great voiceover challenge for you. You should totally take it on and do a VTuber with a really deep accent. Oh, God. And that's the thing that makes me boom into the stratosphere. Can we have Dr. Girlfriend watch Dr. Girlfriend on Venture Brothers? That might be fun. Just, oh yeah, I remember when this happened with Monarch. I don't know why I dealt with him. Oh. And if it actually works, well, that's what I'm talking about. If it actually works, boom! Drak becomes a New York Dragon VTuber. Okay, I'm a little lost on the New York Dragon. Why would I want to be a New York Dragon? Well, I know I'm doing the Jewish accent, and it's kind of coming out like Brooklyn because of your accent. Yeah, there you go. He would have a more Midwest to New England. I mean, I can go Boston. I can go Duppers. Don't burst. I can talk about food reviews, don't you know? That would be interesting, seeing a VTuber review food. Because I don't know if they actually have that animation yet. And talk like Mark Wahlberg. Well, we're already out, because I don't think I have a Mark Wahlberg there. I mean, I could do impressions of Mark Wahlberg doing other impressions, but then I'd have to talk about Transformers all the time, and I'd cry a little bit inside. Like, no, fuck this. I don't want to talk about Transformers and how bad the films are. I love the fact that my camera has basically said fuck it and has put the bar in there and stopped blurring it because I keep adjusting it. So yeah, fuck it. This asshole can't stop moving it. Oh. A VTuber that reviews food, you could instantly corner the market. Is there even animations to be able to do that? I don't know if there even is. I mean, obviously it wouldn't take much to just go but like putting what I'm talking about is like animations of putting the food to the mouth. Maybe? I don't know. But why do I need to be a VTuber to do that? Yes, but they all look like blowjob animations. Oh. I mean, you're right, but this is kind of why I don't want to do VTubers, because like everything can be interpreted in very different directions. That would make me cry a little bit inside. I mean, sometimes VTubers are absolutely hilarious. Like, I get why people love watching like certain VTubers play things like Grand Theft Auto. When in doubt, run with it. What? I believe the Hollywood expression is fake it till you make it. But I have other things I want to do, RPX. What if I don't want to be a VTuber? RPX will find me who like, screw you. Screw the rules, you now have green hair. No! But what if I don't want green hair? Screw you. You now have green hair. And now you're the Ric Flair of anime, because Kaiba is still the fucking Ric Flair of anime. Nobody will tell me otherwise. Oh my goodness. Well, like I said, I can put on some gameplay and we can have some fun with that. Although I have a feeling RPX is much more interested in talking about my future as a VTuber. I always thought he was more Vince McMahon. I mean, I can do Vince McMahon. I do a bad Vince McMahon. Great. Now I've got a really bad thing in my head. Thanks, RPX. Vince McMahon is a VTuber. Oh, God. Oh, Kaiba? Kaiba kind of is Vince McMahon, but he really is Ric Flair if you think about it. Because, like, one of the things we love about Ric Flair is the fact that face or heel, he is the exact same character. And if you put him in the right matchup, you want him to win. It was me, Austin! Yes. Kaiba was, in fact, the higher power. Technically, isn't that the whole Noah arc? Just saying. Bottom line is like, Kaiba, you would root for him if you had the right kind of matchup. And we'd all ignore Mokuba because Mokuba never made sense. Whether he's a guy in the US or a girl in Japan, Mokuba never makes much sense. Why is this little person here? Why do they have to cheer Kaiba? Like, the audience is all cheering Kaiba on the inside. Do we really need Mokuba? That's what I'm saying. He is the Ric Flair because he is fucking rich. But whether he's a good guy or a bad guy, he is the exact same character. He is the exact same asshole, and you will hate him after you're done cheering for him. But man, you'll enjoy cheering for him when you have to. So there you go. If there was a Vince McMahon of anime, let's actually do this. If there was a Vince McMahon of anime, see, part of me wants to go Roshi, but that doesn't explain Vince's adoration for awesome men or the $1 Million Man. Well, but Ted is the same kind of thing. Like, you kind of want to love to hate him. So I don't see the difference there. Is Ted DiBiase is very much like Ric Flair in a lot of ways. Ric Flair got done better, in my opinion, but actually that would be the greatest thing ever. Is to have all of a sudden out of nowhere, Yugi, I just beat you for the God cards. Shinji's father from Eva. Oh God. Oh, what? No. Okay, I'm calling you off on that one because, again, one of the things you have to consider with Vince McMahon is that he apparently loves the male form enough that, like, he just, like, at least this is the stories, that he basically has boners for really built dudes, and then he makes pushes for them. So at that point, do you really think that Gendo Ikari would do that? If a Brock Lesnar walked into Gendo Ikari's house, would he immediately become the next big thing? I don't think so. I think Gendo would ignore him just as much as he did Shinji. By the way, can I just ask, stop asking me to go see that final Rebuild movie? I'm really not interested. But you want to see Shinji get it. Gendo is a power bottom. Yeah, I'd buy that. Gendo is a power anything. Gendo will pound your bottom with power. That's the way that goes. Yeah, I want to pretend there are no remakes of Eva. Yeah. I mean, I saw the first 3, and I have no motivation to go see the last one. Because what made it worse was I technically seen the third one twice. And the first one, I was like, okay, there's some interesting possibilities here. And then I watched 1.1 and 2.2 and whatever the numbers are. I'm like, no, there really isn't. The whole point of Eva equals Shinji falling in love with a gay alien. Well, yes, and? I thought we covered this already. I did find it funny when Alex was telling me that apparently he gets together with the other chick. I'm like, no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Shinji gets in the robot. Fuck off. That's not what happens. There's no point in watching it anymore. I mean, maybe for the laughs, but that's not enough for me to want to go probably pay to watch it. Once you understand it. So once I understand the whole point of Eva equals Shinji falling in love with a gay alien. Well, I mean, there are plenty of reasons to watch it, but only to make fun of it. I could do that. I could make fun of it. There's plenty of stuff to make fun of. I could fantasize about killing Asuka because everybody wants to do that. One story I actually did get told from people who did like see it in a big watch party was, I think Asuka dies. So as soon as Asuka dies, it's like, bye. Nobody cared. Just get more Getter Robo in your life. Utena is just as wacky. Utena is on crack in some cases. If we're just talking about the movie. Like, the series I haven't seen all the way. I've seen a few episodes, but even then, it's effed up. I've actually gotten in trouble for saying this, and I kind of stand by it. Utena is just... If you look at it in a weird way, Utena is just about as effed up as Berserk. It's just... It's a different way of doing that storytelling medium. But you could, like... When I saw a couple of the subtitled episodes, I'm like, yeah, there's totally a Griffin here. There's totally a Guts here, and... I can't remember what the girl's name is. Berserk is fun, at least. Well, yeah. You got a guy with a giant sword that's swinging everybody apart. You can't necessarily say that's a bad thing, now can you? Well, it depends. I have been told, don't watch the CG one. The CG one is bad. I just kind of want to watch it just to see how bad it is. But that's me. That's me. I have those weird fascinations. Or Vision of Escaflowne. I've seen Escaflowne. Don't ask me to watch the movie. I'll say fuck you. That movie's terrible. And as far as I'm concerned, the Funimation dub of Escaflowne is terrible. Whoever cast that needs to get fired. Or never cast ever again. Where you have giant mecha dragon robot. Hey. That's still fucking cool. I will always love Escaflowne. Just because of the weird transformation. I love it when a mobile suit can transform. It doesn't necessarily mean that it'll be like my favorite show or the favorite mobile suit of the show or robot, but I love seeing transformations. That is Escaflowne where no, yes, he is a giant mecha dragon, and I love it. And I also love the concept that they had to find ways to make Escaflowne different than everything else, and so how do they make it different? Well, when the robot gets hurt, so does the pilot. That makes sense. But it's only because it's an Hispano Gaimelef. Told you guys, the Spanish are always responsible. What does he have wrong against the Spanish? Only Hispano Gaimelefs. That was the weirdest term, by the way. Gaimelef. But Getter has a giant fuck all penis laser. Okay. Are we talking about Getter Robo, or are we talking about crap? What's it called? Giant drill robot. Because I mean that's technically what a drill is. It's just a giant penis. Crap. What is that? This is gonna bother me now. I have to fix this. Shin Getter Robo 1. Okay. Gurren Lagann, that's what it is. Because we could technically make the argument that Gurren Lagann has a giant penis robot. And it literally drills and pierces things. I mean, we can make that argument, can't we? I think so. Let me move this over. Says apparently you guys are more interested in talking. I'm good either way, honestly. Because I could just sit back and talk to you guys tonight. I gotta get to bed the next little bit anyway, so it doesn't really even matter that much to me. Um, link in the Discord for giant fuck all penis laser. Well, I'm definitely not bringing that up on screen. I'm trying to remember. Is the Game Awards tonight? It might not be. I might be wrong. No, it's tomorrow. That's right. Yeah, it's been a slow news week, I can tell you guys all that. But we are getting close to Christmas, so there's really not a whole lot to talk about. I know that the Halo fans are excited because Infinite is on the horizon. So, good on you guys. You guys get something to look forward to. Nope. It is quiet on the news front. That's good. At least I don't have to worry about that. Instead, I have to worry about other things. The other thing, too, that I might also address in the podcast is, I will say this. If I go solo, I might include more stories that pierce the no politics rule. But that's only because it's getting more and more difficult to be able to do that, because fandom and politics are blending so much over the last few years that it's getting more and more difficult to be able to do it. But if I'm doing it solo, then I can probably contain it a little bit. It is going to be my point of view. And hopefully if I have somebody else there, then we can bounce off each other. But I make no guarantees. Quiet for the holidays is always a good thing. Yes. Review some of your Comicsgate books. Once they get here, I don't even think I've gotten a notification that they're coming. Because I know I got a copy of Blade Devil. That was also another thing that was kind of frustrating. I reached out to RGE because he had that, what was it, a 24-hour stream for the last little bit of his campaign. And I tried to reach out to him to see if maybe he'd do an interview. I don't think he ever answered that. Maybe I'll reach out to him on Twitter and see if I get a little bit more luck. Blade Devil goes out at the end of the month. Okay. There you go. That's the only one I think I have. I haven't gotten Rainbow the Brood. Not yet. It's Christmas time. I gotta save money somewhere. Sometimes we don't get all the wonderful things that we want. We just have to make it work. I know too many members of his production team. Oh, really? That's funny. Yeah, I'll probably just reach out to him on Twitter. Maybe that'll be a better way to do it. Because I tried to do it via Super Chat because I know that he would see it. But when I went back a couple of times into that stream, it looked like he hadn't read it. So... oh, do you know him? That's cool. That's why you know he's a good dude. Because you've talked to him. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having that. I wouldn't mind having that conversation with him, because I think there's a lot of stuff him and me might actually agree on. Strangely enough. I also think he gets, I think he gets to some extent a little bit more some of the issues that come up with trying to cover things like Comicsgate and whatnot. That'd be cool, but I have to make that work. That would actually be a really cool one to do, like a Joe Rogan Experience kind of interview, and just kind of bounce off of each other for an hour or two. I'd have fun with that. Well, at least I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about stories. So you guys can... the Romney principle will not be in effect, at least for right now. Okay. Well, you guys keep talking. I feel bad because I'm like getting quiet every now and again. So maybe I'll do a quick matchup and see if we can get something going, because I don't like the idea of it just being me. I'll send him a link to you and ask. Okay. That's up to you, dude. I'm not pushing or anything like that. I can reach out to him if need be. There are a couple of other people I want to reach out to as well. Just because I'd love to have that conversation. Another one I'm kind of tempted to have as well, because I just barely saw his interview on Nick Rekieta's channel, is Eric Rolon. What is it? Rolon? The voice actor. I know he's done some stuff for Funimation, like My Hero Academia and stuff like that. But I'm interested in it because technically it looks like we have another example of Yellow Flash are also good people. Okay. I could try Yellow Flash, but I don't think his DMs are open on Twitter. I might be wrong. I have no problem reaching out to people. I really don't. What was I saying? Crap. Oh, yeah, I want to have Eric Rolon, just because, for the heck of it, listening to his interview on Nick Rekieta's stream, it just made me think, like, since he does a lot of Christian-related, or he does a Christian-related podcast, and it sounds to me like his faith got him in a little bit of trouble over at Funimation. I would love to not have that conversation because, well, fucks have it. But I would like to actually have that conversation with him as, like, being a Christian as well as a voice actor and being able to properly make that work. I even would love to... I listened to a little bit of his podcast today, and I wouldn't mind talking to him about some of the things he was bringing up there, too. Let's see. But here's the good question. Would they actually come on? Because I am lowly YouTuber. I don't know if they care or not. I don't think numbers really matter that much anymore on YouTube. But it would be funny. It's just like, no, we shouldn't come on. You know, you're a couple thousand beneath us, and we could definitely do better. I doubt that's what's going to happen. But I mean, the absolute worst thing that could happen with offering to do an interview, they say no. That's it. That's the absolute worst. And if they say no, then I just move on to the next person. Okay, let's bring this back up. Let's see if we can get a little bit more done. Let's see. Oh, I actually have to put myself back in here. Yay! Cool. Now we can do the next match. Okay, I'm going to go with my usual lineup just to secure this. I am kind of tempted to shift out Doggy for someone else, but... for a watch party of Arcana? Like, off the top of my head, probably not. Like, that's the League of Legends thing, right? I just don't know if I'm interested, honestly. I'm not trying to dodge people. I just don't know if it's, like, something I want to do. I've never really been all that motivated to go look into... really anything League of Legends, but I can tell you right after the stream, though, I do need to get to bed, so we'd have to do the watch party another day. I mean, if you're willing to wait, otherwise you're good. Just putting the offer out there. I would know nothing. I don't know, maybe. Let's put it this way. I'm not throwing it out of consideration. I've had like 10 people come to me and go, "Are you gonna watch that Arcana thing?" I don't know. I'm not tied to League of Legends, so I'm pretty sure they're doing better with their story than WoW is right now, so that's a plus. That's a rant for another day. Oh, Blizzard. You have fallen so far. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. Oh, and damn it. I got work in the morning, calling it a night. Peace. Good to see you, RPX. Oh. You're all good. I actually probably need to call it pretty soon, too, so. This is still was fun, though. I also am going to point out, in the meantime, while the podcast is on hiatus, as long as I can make it work, I will be probably streaming on Friday as well. So we'll bring some other people in and see what you guys think on the various stories of the day. Oh, geez. Okay, well. Oh! Bam! Okay, I at least narrowed this down to me and Goldar. Okay, well, that was still worth it to do. I'm trying to remember what the Megazord button is. Let's do one more. Let's see if we can make this work. I am happy with the new setup, I will say that much. The only thing I need to fix is this arm. Get that kind of out of the way for you guys. I don't like this matchup. This might be a problem. Whoa, okay. Okay, I'm going back to doggy. opponent has left the match. Okay. Well, that sucks. How dare you? Well, that did quite a bit. Okay, well, I hate to do it too, guys, but I was kind of hoping to be able to stream a little bit longer than this, but then we had the YouTube complications, so I'm probably going to have to call it there. Thank you guys so much for joining me when we're doing this kind of in flux, and I'm trying out new experiments and things like that. Like I said, in the meantime, if I can make things work, I have a Friday stream planned in YouTube. If not, I'll move it to next Friday. But we're going to try and make it work, and I'll go over some stories for you guys, maybe even give you kind of like a sample of what a solo podcast would look like. I don't know if you're interested in seeing that, but we can do that at the very least. But in the meantime, thank you guys so much for joining me. I will be hopefully back on Friday. If not, you guys can join us on Saturday for New Game Night, Guardians of the Galaxy. Until then, have a good night.